What's up, guys? My name is Con, and we're back today with more Gearblocks, and today we're back with this car, except I put a better engine in it. I put an engine that I feel like is more appropriate for this car. Yeah, we'll pull that out in a second, take a look at it. And then I also put a transmission in this, but I want to build a better transmission for reasons we'll look at. There's some things with the gearing in this game that I don't think Unity likes so much. But anyway, the car's gotten some upgrades. I kind of jacked the suspension up a little bit. It's fine. We got brakes, obviously. I can press R and go into reverse, and we can idle backwards. Still under the same engine power. You can see the transmission's kind of just open in there, just chilling. This car needs a rebuild. It honestly needs to be a lot bigger, but I also needed to make the suspension just a lot, more doubled up. But it's all right. You can hear we got a little bit of, let's call it rod knock, but really it's transmission knock. And okay, perfect. Well, this is actually a good point to demo what's happening. But basically the issue is, if you look at the gearing here, we've got all these small gears and big gears, and when we shift into like second, let's say, because the ratio expands, you can actually see it happening. Yeah, see how it just kind of like, the shaft likes to, yeah. So anyway, so that's sort of an issue, and really, I think the way we got to fix that is gear it differently coming off the engine. The problem is this engine revs up to 6,000 RPM, and then, the sort of the gearing as a result, when you shift into that second gear where the ratio's going up, where we have a bigger gear on the drive shaft coming off the engine, then going to the drive shaft, we're spinning an axle way above 10,000 RPM, and I think Unity does not enjoy the 10,000 RPM line. Pretty much anytime something gets close to there, it likes to explode. Anyway, I tried building a different style of transmission as well, one that used pulleys and stuff. It was okay, but sometimes pulleys in this game like to snap. So, if you put too much force on them, not force, but like if you strain you move them too far off their pulley point, then they'll snap. And if you get that rod knock with a pulley, then it just kind of rips all the pulleys off. So I tried that kind of transmission, so really gears is the way to go. But you can see, like, when you get above that there was shift again, shift into second. I gotta really have more dampening. I need stiffer suspension on a road car is really the problem. This suspension is like super, super soft, and as a result, we like to wobble. Because I'm only using small suspension pieces, and I realize if you use small ones, even if you right-click and increase the value, it doesn't really... It's not like it magically increases the value. It's hard to explain. It's almost like you need two of them anyway. You can't really like push the part to do more than so much more than you want. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, jacking up the value on these suspension, it kind of helps, but it doesn't really. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It looks great. Oh, yeah, there's that rod knock I'm talking about. When you get the engine revving up too high. So anyway, we got to build a transmission where my thought is this. We got to take the transmission, we got to gear it down coming off the engine, right? So whatever engine RPM we have, we're going to reduce that RPM going down to the drive shaft. And then right before we get to the differential at the back, we can bring that RPM back up, I think is how we have to do it. Anyway, let's rip this apart. Let's take a look real quick at how I did this, because you guys are going to probably laugh and think it's terrible. But essentially, this is all we've got. We got a centrifugal clutch, comes straight off the engine, goes to basically a clutch gear here that's a 1-to-1, and then another clutch gear here that's bigger than a 1-to-1. This is like a 20 to a 12 or something like that. Yeah, 20 to a 12. So this increases, this one stays the same, and then the reverse gear is just a joke where it's just a series of these small guys, and the idea is that you have one extra idler, right? So these are two gears, and then it goes to a third, and that goes to the drive shaft. Two goes to a third, so both of these gears go forward, and then this one has that extra gear in there, so it goes through a fourth gear and switches the direction. And then the output shaft, of course, we're just, again, doing stupid stuff because of gear ratios. But yeah, we have to come through here and then go to this, then go to this. Like this, all this is just a nonsense. Like this is really stupid. And that, yeah, it's not good. Anyway, we got to design a better transmission system. And then of course the goods, everyone wants to know, the best part of this whole car is just good old pop the hood. Yeah, it's a Boxer 6, which is awesome. So I put a Boxer 6 in it, where it's got basically firings 1, 3, 5 on this side, and then 2, 4, 6 up this side. 3 crank sets all at 120 degree offset, and it's opposing cylinders that fire, and it's a really cool engine. So we can take that out, of course, right here. Love it, right? This thing looks sick. But anyway, it makes more sense because it's got a really, really small form factor. So you can put it in a sport car, and the i4 is really, really tall. This sort of gets rid of that, and it makes itself wider, right? Like it looks really, really cool. Twin throttle intakes. right? I also started doing some stuff that's kind of like cheeky, but I think it's all right. I've started using the builder tool where you can kind of like glitch parts into itself, and it doesn't really affect the performance, but stuff like this to kind of make the intake look a little more sleek, you know, and built in. I don't know. I think it looks better. You know, I can understand not wanting to do that, but... And then, of course, our starter underneath with our alternator. So anyway, I looked up some gear ratios, and I'm going to try building a transmission on this, but we're not going to be able to fit it in that car, which sucks. But I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, I want to know what you guys have done for transmissions, because I think that's the point we're at now. We've built a lot of engines. Engines are great. Got a lot of good stuff going on. But now we need to build some transmissions that can actually deliver power to the road effectively, and then build a chassis. I sort of jumped the gun on that one and built like a sports car, but it doesn't have any room in here for any sort of transmission. Like, this is just the jankiest thing ever, and I'm not a fan of it. The one thing I wish we had in this game was logic to make an automatic transmission, because right now with like the way this is set up, I have to hit numbers 1 and 2 to shift to second, right? So I have each gear on a toggle on the clutch, and we just have to disengage each clutch when we start the next one. But it's kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest. Anyway, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a 12, and I want to go to a 12 to a 48, because that would be a 1 to 4 ratio as like the first gear, and then the second gear I want to go like, I don't know. Let's see what this gets me. But how do I? Okay, hold on. So if I want to go 12 to 48, we need to space this thing out. So let's just extend this out. Basically, my thought is the bigger gears, the better, right? It's gonna be interesting if this actually even works. So 12 to a 48. Do I need to be on even spacing or odd spacing? Is the next question. Where is a 48? So let's see. Oh, that's 6. Oh boy. And it would have to be up 1. We'd have to be on half spacing. I'm trying to just figure out like an effective set of ratios. I don't want to use the 8 clutch gear because I want to stay away from these small gears. I think that's part of the issue is, well, hold on. No, wait a minute. Is this going to be... See, no, this is still going to cause the same problem. That's the issue, right? Because, okay, so here's the issue we're going to run into, and this is why we get the rod knock. Let's say I do this, and I go... I think we have to build a transmission where, like, we actually use pistons and disconnect the gears. Like, I don't think there's a choice. So let's say I do that. I know those aren't meshed, but let's say they are, right? And then, you know, let's go to another gear over here, like something like this. You know, whatever. Let's go even, yeah, right, whatever, right? So this is the issue, right? So those aren't meshed either. We do half block. Oh, that's interesting. They're both off by half block. Oh, well. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can't do this. Okay, so let's say our shaft here is spinning at 5,000 RPM, right? When you're in this ratio, this output shaft is going to spin less than 5,000 RPM, right? Because, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But when you... Yeah, but then when you shift to this gear, this shaft spins now at 5,000. This is at 5,000. But then that one... Maybe this will just work. You know what? Let's just try this. All right, I've got 3 gear ratios here. No reverse, but these, like, this is a 1 to, what is this? This is an 8 tooth to a 40 tooth. This is to start, so it's like a 1 to 5, and then we go to a 16 to a 32, so it's a 1 to 2, and then we go to 24 to 24 to a 1 to 1. I don't know if this is gonna do anything. Find out. Oh, hold on. Activate, activate, activate. All right, so if I press 1, see, that's the issue I'm trying to avoid, which is, is it just because I'm doing, let's just go to, you know, let's not blame anybody yet. Let's just wait. Let's go back to some default values. I know I like to over rev my engines because they, like, you know, they sound cooler and stuff. We're also running without the double audio pitch mode, which is why it sounds different, which is kind of cool. You can, if you do this, they'll just sound, I mean, you can actually make it, it'll probably sound more like a boxer now. That'll be first gear. Shift into second. you know, let's put some indicator lights. This would actually be a really, really good idea. But yeah, the problem is, sorry, I went a little quiet there, but the problem is, you can see, we're trying to get rid of the rod knock in the transmission. And it seems like the issue is when you have a gear that isn't engaged, right? So anyway, we got 3 gears. Let me set these up real quick just to be indicator lights. And this is why I wanted to make this video, because I was working on that car and I really enjoyed it, and it was a cool car and everything, but I couldn't figure out how to eliminate this problem. And I tried with pulleys, I tried with gears, and I figured someone in the comments is gonna know exactly how to eliminate this problem. And it's gonna be great, and then I'm gonna be able to build a better transmission. Or the option is I just have to actually, like, you know, build a transmission. Hold on, let's make this weight bigger too. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Let's make this weight much, much bigger. But yeah, someone in the comments is gonna know how to eliminate this rod knock problem, which seems to just be like a Unity problem. But anyway, here we go. There we go. Perfect. So that's in, engaged. There we go. We spin the weight up, we can rev it up, no problem. That's first gear. Let's shift to second. So that's this middle gear, which is like crazy long. And then shift to third. Why is third like... Wait, what? What is... Oh. Yeah, probably would help if I had third on toggle. That would make sense. I was like, why is third like not even a gear? That's because it wasn't a gear, was the answer. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. All right, first gear. Yeah, shift to second. Shift to third. Yeah, okay, third is super, super, super dead now. Okay, perfect. Let's get this thing up to RPM. I have a feeling if we can get it up to third and then shift it into third, that first gear is gonna absolutely obliterate itself. But this might actually be a working transmission. It's going. Okay. Sounds kind of like a jet engine taking off. And then third is so long, it has no power. It cannot push this weight in third. Okay, hold on. We just need a smaller weight. That's insane. That's great. These gear ratios are kind of bad. I feel like if we really want to make an effective transmission, we need to have just a very complicated set of gearing that actually goes through multiple gears across multiple axles, and that way we can very specifically control each output ratio. Because right now, we're literally at the mercy of what gears mesh at this axle distance, right? And unfortunately, that means this ratio is like, first gear is just ridiculous on this. Like, look at first gear. Like what? Okay, hold on. What's the RPM drop on that? Can I even see? And that third is just like, wait, it's so long. Oh, it's a 1-to-1. There we go. So that's reverse. Then, of course, we can turn off reverse and press 1. Which apparently 1 is now the bottom light. And then 2 is now the top light. I'm kind of expecting this reverse gear to freak out now. 3. Interesting. Did I just accidentally design a transmission that works? I think I accidentally, I literally think I accidentally just designed a transmission that works. Huh. Well, I'm gonna compact this up and put it in a car at some point. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I guess this is a transmission that actually works now. The ratios are really, really bad. But like, there are 3 different gear ratios technically. Like, they're really steep, like they're really far apart. But technically speaking, they're 3 different ratios and they seem to work. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what kind of vehicle you think I should put this in. Obviously not this car. There's no way this is gonna fit. But it seems like if we have the gears big enough, they don't break. I really like that. That's cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all next time.